Hello, Eric. How are you doing?
Hi, Lilou. I'm fine. Yes, I'm doing very well, thank you.
From London to Scotland.
From Edinburgh to London.
Eric is the person that I have attracted in my life to help me write. I lost my job and I liked it, and so it is. It's been an amazing adventure. Eric has been so professional and such a delight to work with that I want to do this video to introduce you to the man that helped me to make this possible. And can you share, because obviously I'm sharing that story inside the book on how I have attracted you, but can you share how did you actually attracted me in your life from your
That's
perspective?
okay. Yes, no, that we actually talked about that because who actually attracted whom? Well, that's an interesting question. Um, I think it goes back to the fact that trying to make it as a writer is quite a difficult thing. It's often very long time scales, and you work very hard for a very long time without achieving much. So you have to think about motivating yourself, keeping yourself thinking creatively and positively, and thinking of ways to improve your mindset. And so I found on the internet your some of your meditations and some of your videos
Ah,
to cut a long story short, and so it was about 4 months ago, probably 4 months ago now. I I subscribed and used to watch it, and then obviously I was then inspired to blog about my motivation, what kept me going,
yeah.
and I wrote this fairly long blog in which I mentioned you, and then you picked it up on Google Alerts. But
Yeah, because
actually, I
on,
really needed.
yeah, sorry,
It
sorry.
was a sorry, that was a great coincidence because soon after I did that, I heard that the book I'd been working on for many, many years, and had been accepted by a publisher, was helping someone else tell a book, was then dropped a month from publication date because of legal reasons, their legal concerns. So you came into my life at exactly the right moment, and
Wow. And it was even more
yeah,
special because, well, I did on my end receive a Google alert when each time a person blogged my name or I mentioned in the news or whatever. Then I have this alert, Google alert that pops. So I don't always click on all of them, but on yours I felt compelled. I don't know, for some reason I just clicked, and then boom, it was, you were talking about the law of attraction, and I found it so interesting, and I was reading, and then what the next thing I do, I go and check your website, and I found out that you're a writer, and not just any type of writer, but you do biography specifically, well, as a specialty. So it was just like this perfect coincidence. And then I sent to you the first memos that I had, and you worked on the grammar and keeping the tone. How how was that experience? Because we had some tight deadlines, because I felt like the sense of urgency,
yes,
and definitely wanted to put it
yes.
out there as soon as possible. And you said, yeah, I'm ready to do it, I'm ready to take it on. And then the next thing you know is that this project that you just mentioned just dropped in your own life. So then there's this free time that just happened. So amazing. What was your experience of that?
Yeah, yes. Um, well, very intense, shall we say? It was. I mean, I suppose I when an opportunity presents itself, I like to go for it. And I had the feeling, and this may sound really egotistical, but I did have the feeling I was the right person to do it.
Yeah, you
Um,
you
and there were
are.
several coincidences. Thank you. No, there were several things that happened along the way. I mean, obviously, I have to say it was very hard work. I've never worked as hard on any writing project in my life. I mean, I think ultimately there was something like 91,000 words, which we did in a few weeks, and there was then cut down to a nice just over 70,000 words. But the 91,000 words had to be done in order to. Um, and it was I mean, I suppose it was a growing experience from many points of view. I mean, I was for the first time it was actually following someone's thoughts on a day-by-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't writing something retrospectively, and that was a very interesting experience. In a way, easier, um, but also challenging because obviously, if you wrote down what I'm saying now, and you looked at it written as text, you'd think it would be impossible to understand, difficult to understand. So when people speak, they don't speak necessarily in complete sentences and so on. So what I had to do was to take your natural speaking, which is really wonderful. It comes across brilliantly on YouTube, but then I had to retain the flavor of it and put it into text, and that was a new experience for me. But also, as I was reading the book, things were happening to me that were like in parallel, that
Wicked.
resonated, that echoed, and so that was really interesting. I mean, the thing about creating intentions for how you want meetings with people to go, that really happened at the right time for me. That really worked. I took that on board, and very interesting indeed. So
Yeah, because
so it was.
you were the first one really to for me it was such a vulnerable act too because you were the first one I was opening this and thinking, okay, I want to write this book, but I had no idea how it would come across. So I was having your immediate feedback as I was sending you the journey unfolding, and you were the first one to actually live it in your life. And I saw you on many different instances starting to say, yeah, I'm putting a declaration together. You have inspired me to open my life and this and that. So it was very gratifying for me too to work, and to see all this happening kind
Yes,
of live or before it really came out.
there's a mission statement on my website now as a result
Excellent,
of working with you on this book.
excellent, excellent. And I
So I think
am,
that's important. And
yeah, sorry.
sorry, no, um, I've got another idea that's come out of this. I'm actually thinking of starting a publishing business, started publishing company myself. So we'll see. But
Yay! That's
uh,
brilliant.
yeah,
That is such a great
and I
idea.
I'm toying with names, but in fact I shouldn't say them. No, no, no.
Cancel,
Why should I
cancel.
worry? I don't. I shouldn't cancel, cancel. I shouldn't be scared that someone else will steal it because that's coming from a place of scarcity and fear and competition.